Let's say we meet someone on the street that we have not seen for a year. Biologically, physically, emotionally, psychologically, neurologically, in every possible way, this is a different person. But this is not who we encounter. What happens is this. As we transition from the third skandha, recognizing the person and attaching a symbol or name to them, to the fourth skandha, our narrative about the person, we swap in the bundle of elevated concepts that we have about the person for the actual phenomena itself, the human being in front of us. And that is who we end up encountering. It's that guy from the wedding who drank too much and fell into the hedge outside. The actual phenomenal event, the person in front of us, is clearly not the exact same person as the one who drank too much and fell into the hedge. But in our narrative of the world that is being generated in the fourth skandha, he is. And it is this narrative that arises into the moment of self that it's about to occur. The one where we reach out and shake hands with our concept, the guy who fell into the hedge at the wedding. We have swapped in our concept for the actual phenomenal event, so the world feels persistent. And since we are now operating within our own mental landscape of extended concepts, it feels like we ourselves are persistent. I feel like the guy who saw him fall into the hedge. This me, the conceptual me, is extended in both space and time. I am the guy who saw the drunk guy fall into the hedge at the wedding. This is a concept of me, and it is extended in space and time. I believe it's who I am. When I meet the guy who fell into the hedge, the fourth skandha overlays our entire conceptual narrative of how the world works. So, he is the guy that fell into the hedge, I am the same guy who saw him, and these two solid creatures have traveled different paths through a Cartesian world since then, like ants tunneling through a vast ant farm, and now we are meeting by chance. Remember, the original encounter is simply a meeting of mind with phenomena. This whole narrative of me and the drunk guy traveling through space and time is being grafted onto the original phenomenal encounter as it moves through the fourth skandha, and this all results in the fifth skandha moment of self, the me that reaches out my hand. So these two extended environments that we've been talking about all the way through the training, the ones we feel we are in, linear time and external world, are being generated within the fourth skandha as we swap in our narrative of what is going on for the actual events. The drunk guy at the wedding replaces the phenomena in front of me, and my ant farm concept of how people move in space and time superimposes itself upon the actual phenomenal event, upon the world that's actually occurring. This is how I arrive at a moment of world that consists of two persons that are both extended in time and space. None of this is actually originally occurring in the original phenomenal encounter. But after a few minutes of talking, when we go our separate ways, what is in my thoughts? I am thinking about how I'm going to tell my wife that I ran into the drunk guy from the wedding, and that he seemed like a different guy. He must have gotten cleaned up. So, surprise, surprise, the next moment of me is also completely assembled from concepts, and these concepts are all extended in space and time. Me, wife, drunk guy at the wedding. So onward I move through the landscape of my concepts, thinking that I'm moving through the world, thinking that I'm thinking about the world. Onward I move as a solid person, extended in space and time.